Just a quick charge video, and here it is. Last time I charged, I wrote some numbers down, so I'll go over those in a second. But I just wanted to say the factory one, 67.2 volts, 3 amps. You get one little light. So this is the factory Freego charger. It's an XLR cable, which is mostly used in the audio industry. But the way they have this battery wired up, it works with the XLR cable. That's how it charges. And you can see this one's a little different. It's actually like a silver piece, which has a little like locking port on it. Here, I'll unplug it so you can see if it would clip into another piece. But that's just the end for this. I don't know if there's another thing that you can charge with this that locks in, but it has it on there. Now, the big thing about this charger and the reason that I got this one versus other 5 amp ones is the screen. And now I can see where I'm at with my battery. And that is a huge deal to know those numbers. Now look, I'm gonna say some numbers and things in this video and talk about cycles and all that, the battery, but I'm not an electrical engineer. I'm not a mechanic, none of that. I'm just reporting to y'all the raw data that I get and what I'm doing with my bike. Whether it's right or wrong, I'm gonna make these videos anyway. So if it helps one person, good, I'll keep making videos. But you can see right here, the amps and watts are also on here. So not only can I see where my battery is, and if I wanna take it off charge quick, which I'll show in a second, I can take it off charge and go ride. So right now, voltage, amps, watts. So here's what I got. Every hour, I wrote down the amps, watts, and volts, so you can see it here. And sorry for the messy handwriting. I know I write like a 2-year-old. But anyway, the amps, as the amps start to go down, the watts go down until it was like trickle charging. And that is around the 67 volts. And that's been pretty consistent. Whenever it's around 67 volts, it goes into a trickle charge because this is a smart charger and it has a 3-stage system where it kind of, the beginning builds up. You can see right here, it'll be pretty high amperage. And then it'll build up. Then once it reaches that trickle charge phase, it drops down significantly, going down to 2.8 amps. And in the last 30 minutes, it did 1 amp. So it was just barely trying to get the top of that battery charged up. Now what's crazy is the bike said 57.8 volts, but when I plugged it in, it was 60.3 volts. So I don't know if I trust the bike monitor anymore. I think that this one's more accurate. And you know, what's cool about those numbers that I just said was, at this point, if I wanted to just charge for these couple hours, I didn't have to charge for that last hour. I could have just unplugged it. So significantly shorter, and just made it a lot easier. Now it's going to cut down on the life cycles of this battery, how many times you can charge it over its lifetime, which is what I read and what I understand about batteries. That higher amperage going from this one to this one will cut the life cycles down. Just like if you charged at 1 amp, let's say this was 1 amp, and you charged at 1 amp, you'd have more life cycles. So if there's an engineer on here who wants to explain that in the comments, y'all go ahead. I'm just reporting what I've witnessed, what I've done, and what I've seen. So if you want to get this charger, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description to this one. They also have it in silver and red, and then they also have the one without the LED screen, but I think this is a must-have. Like, to be able to see those numbers is a big deal. I do have a battery meter, which I'm thinking about putting in about right here. Let me find that. So I bought this voltage meter, and it's gonna sit right in here. And so I'm just gonna wire it in, and I'll be able to just press the button and see what my voltage is anytime I want. So that's gonna be another big thing, to be able to know directly from the battery, you know, what it's reading on the go. So if I don't have this with me, I'm on a ride, I wanna see exactly how much I have, because I might not trust the display. This display will tell me directly from the battery without all the other wires and everything, you know, messing it up. So I'm not sure yet, but I think I'm gonna do this soon and just put it in right here. And I mean, hey, if it messes the battery up, I'll just buy new ones, whatever. So in the name of science, we'll call it, I'll go ahead and probably do that in a future video. But I'm not saying to go out and buy this and wreck your battery or whatever, but it's worked for me. And I talked to some other guys that have Freegos. They have the fast charger, and they said the 5 amp, they love it. So this is gonna be, you know, the one I use. And if you want this one, I'll put a link to it in the description.